We're here at HIMSS 2017. We're talking with Alex Goulding from iHealth Innovations. She's the Public Policy Manager at iHealth Innovations. Welcome, Alex.
Great, thank you. Glad to be here.
Great, so we're going to talk about MIPS and MACRA today, and you're an expert on that. So the big challenge that I see is a lot of doctors aren't doing it. So why aren't they doing it, or why aren't they interested in doing it?
The biggest reason I've heard is really program overload. There's a lot of CMS programs. They just got used to doing MU, they just got used to doing PQRS. Why do we have to do a new program? But the perk to this is MIPS is different. It's combined pre-existing programs, so it's really not new. It's not foundation up. It's already established.
Interesting. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of doctors that are like, should I, shouldn't I, right? I mean, I think they're still on the fence. What would you say to those doctors? I mean, certainly you've said the incentives. Are there any other motivations why they should do it?
Well, I mean, absolutely. It impacts your pay. And if you're eligible, you don't want to get hit with that penalty. And again, because a lot of these programs are pre-existing, it's a program you're already familiar with. So it should be a relatively easy transition into MIPS.
I think many doctors would say it's really hard, but you're saying it's simple, or at least simpler than many are making it out to be. Is that right? Or, why is it hard?
Each practice is different, each group is different. But again, if they're already in Medicare Meaningful Use, already in PQRS, that's 2 out of the 3 performance categories that they're already familiar with. The thresholds are lessened, so it's even easier than how they exist today. And for those that maybe aren't in PQRS or MU, they have a lot of flexibility this year. They've got your pick your pace options, they've got, again, lowered thresholds, and plus there's a lot of services like iHealth that can really help your practice navigate MIPS.
Interesting. I think a lot of practices are going to need that, and I've seen even a bunch of tools coming out of the HIMSS conference that could help them, go through the somewhat arduous process. I mean, it's reporting, but like you said, a lot of them have already done meaningful use in PQRS. So, if you were talking to a doctor, which parts of the program are the hardest parts that they should really make sure that they're prepared for, and that if they can get over that, then the rest is pretty easy.
Yeah, again, if you've done MU and PQRS, the hardest part is going to be the improvement activities piece. That's a brand new category. But the flip side to that is under ACI, or Advancing Care Information, you can actually get bonus points doing some of the improvement activities. So you can double up there. For those, again, that are not doing PQRS or MU, again, it is a little bit of a challenge, but you do have those flexibilities. I know under improvement activities, the measure thresholds are lessened. If you were non-patient facing under MU before, then you actually have an option to not do ACI your first year. So there's a lot of different options for practices that aren't as familiar maybe with MU or PQRS.
Right, so ACI is the replacement to meaningful use, and it actually made it easier, right? And I think even the PQRS program under MACRA is easier. So, I think that will make it easy if they aren't doing it. I guess the challenge for me, if I look at it and say, why is it hard? I don't think there's any one individual thing. It seems like it's the vast number of things, it's the volume of things they have to do. But I guess pick your pace helps that. Would you agree with that assessment?
Absolutely. For 2017, all you need to do is one improvement activity, one quality measure, or the 4 or 5 base measures for ACI. And there's 4 measures for those on 2014 cert and 5 measures for 2015 cert. But either way, base measures or quality or improvement activities, and you don't get hit with that negative payment adjustment.
Well, and it's nice that they did pick your pace and said, okay, just do one and we won't penalize you. But, won't that just catch up to them in 2018 when they're like, okay, now you got to do everything? What's your take on that?
Right, and that's fair. My gut is that CMS is going to take all of the information, all the data they collect from 2017, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see flexibility in 2018. Pending the success rate of providers, clinicians, everyone participating, it'll impact what they do for 2018 in terms of flexibility.
Sure. And my advice has always been, if you're already doing meaningful use in PQRS, just do the 90 days and get the bonus. I mean, you don't have to do the full program like you could do, but at least go for the 4%. It just makes sense if you're already doing those programs. It's not that big of a hurdle compared to it. But many doctors are afraid, well, what if the Trump, the Trump train comes through and MACRA and MIPS is gone? Do you think it will be gone, or maybe even the new HHS secretary? There's lots of moving parts. Will MACRA remain or no?
That's a fair question. MACRA will stay. It was actually a bipartisan bill. So Trump or no Trump, Republican, Democrats, it was a bipartisan bill. And then also the biggest piece of MACRA is that it repealed the sustainable growth rate formula. I actually heard the other day that the SGR would be up to 21% payment cut this year. You look at MACRA, you have a 4% adjustment, and it plateaus up to 9%, and then it stays steady. So in terms of longevity for Medicare Part B payment, MACRA will be around.
I agree. I think that's interesting on the SGR fix. I mean, how long did they delay it, and that was the fix? And you think what are they going to go back to? So I think you're right. It's going to be around. Thanks for your insights, and good luck to all those doctors out there. You can check out iHealth Innovations. If you're dealing with MACRA and MIPS, I'm sure that you give them a call. They'll help you out, evaluate your situation, because there could be some where, maybe it doesn't make sense if you don't have a large Medicare volume or other, but if you have it, you want to avoid the penalty. Thanks so much, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If you want to see more great content like this and videos and blog posts, check it out at healthcarescene.com.